Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 19th episode of the Not Your Everyday MMA podcast. As always, I am Alexander, and I'm with Tori Haverl, and we appreciate you guys tuning in to today's episode, whether it's on YouTube, seeing our lovely faces, or audio only, hearing our lovely voices. Tori, not too much to talk about this week, but I am excited to talk about it nonetheless. UFC 283 just happened. And what, was maybe smaller in name value ended up being a really, really great card. I guess I'll start, very quickly with Terrence McKinney. My boy got rocked.
That was probably one of the most gnarly knockouts I've seen in a second. That was pretty crazy.
A little scissor knee, or flying knee, whatever you want to call that.
That was rough.
Yeah, that was rough, but it's okay. He'll be back strong. Put him against Patty.
Put him against Paddy the Body. He will take that in a second.
I agree. Next fight was Jolton Almeida, or another fight I want to talk about. Jolton Almeida just came out dominant. I mean,
he looked really great. I was very surprised. And he looks light because he was a light heavyweight and then he moved up, but he looked skinny. He looked like a skinny little boy, a skinny little heavyweight.
Yeah, no, 100%. He looked really good. Got that ground and pound finish in the second round. Gabriel Bonfim.
The brothers get it done. The brothers get it done, and they both get. And they both get it done in round one? Oh wait.
Yes. Right? Yeah. Like early.
Oh wait. First one against Terrence, that was round two. I forgot, but yeah.
No, Terrence McKinney was at the beginning of round two. You're right. But yeah. Guillotine choke, very dominant. They look good. They look very good. Thiago Moyes was the next fight. Ended up getting a really solid win. What I thought.
Costa, sorry, my bad.
No, I was just gonna ask, do you have any takeaways from this fight?
Thiago Moises, he is a very solid fighter. Costa was his UFC debut, and it's almost like he was taking it seriously, but in the fight, he was kind of like walking forward, like smiling a little bit, like it was kind of weird. But Thiago Moises does what he does best, and he resorted to his jiu-jitsu. So that was a great win for him. And the next fight,
what did we say?
We got it right, and literally within 50 seconds,
Yep. Yeah,
crazy.
Powerful. What did we say? What did we say? We don't got to rub it in people's faces.
What did we say?
But we said he was going to win. We did say he was going to win.
We agreed on that one.
Well, then we went on to be wrong about the next fight. Shogun Rua did lose to ER.
That was sad. I was sad to see. I was really sad to see that.
Yeah, it was sad, but whatever.
It's a bummer.
Let's get to the main card. Johnny Walker versus Paul Craig. Johnny Walker got the win first round about halfway through. What do you think?
I was very shocked. I forgot if on the podcast I chose Craig or Walker to win. I think I might have at first chosen Craig and then I did Walker. I forget, but I put Walker on my verdict app. I ended up changing my mind if I did choose Craig. On Saturday before the fights, I ended up putting Walker by first round knockout, and I got it. I got it through. I didn't post it. I should post my verdict, but he looked great. I loved seeing the worm after, but that was gnarly. He was while Craig was holding on to his leg, shooting. That was awesome. Just those hammer fists, boom. It was awesome. It was crazy.
Yep, couldn't have said it better myself. And I had a 3-leg parlay. It was hard. It was like,
oh, how was that, by the way? Yeah,
it wasn't good. It was $15. Payout was like 180. And Johnny Walker needed to get a knockout in the first round, and he did. So that was first leg of my parlay. I'll tell you about the other two when we get there. Actually, the next one, Jessica Andrade versus Lauren Murphy. Holy crap, did Jessica Andrade look very dominant, and I am worried for Lauren Murphy. I don't want her to fight for another year at least. No. I mean, there is no way she is okay after that fight. If you're interested in my parlay, Tori, I needed Jessica Andrade to win by knockout anytime or TKO, and she won, but not by knockout or TKO, so I didn't actually end up getting my parlay finished.
Lauren was not going anywhere.
No,
that girl was walking forward like a dead zombie. And it almost reminded me of Max, or it did remind me of Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar, but this one almost seemed worse because Lauren was not throwing anything. Jessica was in her groove, just walking forward, landing every single one of her combos, every single one. She was rolling with Lauren's punches. She was ducking. She looked masterful. And this makes me want to see her versus Zhang Wei Li, my girl Z Hang, because I wish that fight went on longer and Z Hang didn't finish her as quickly as she did. But I want to see that because I that's just such a cool matchup to see if Jessica can get on Zhang's level. But awesome, incredible win for her. She looked unstoppable.
I 100% agree. That would be such a fun fight to watch. I think we even touched on it in the last podcast we did, but like now, Jessica Andrade won the way she did versus Lauren Murphy, who was a 4 seed, right? I don't know where she'll necessarily Jessica Andrade will necessarily go now, but why not? I mean, does she need one more fight even? I don't know. Do you think so?
I don't know. Well, just the division's just like there's not
Who's she gonna fight?
that many
Lauren
contenders.
Murphy was
Exactly.
good enough.
Or she no, wait, you know what? She could fight Faro.
Yeah.
Number one, that'd be a great fight. That'd really be to solidify her title shot. She wants another shot at Valentina because Valentina, who's she fighting? Grasso? I think. But
I don't know, actually.
I don't know who she is fighting. It just
No,
got announced.
it is Grasso. It is Grasso.
Oh, it is?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talked about it. I forgot.
But yeah, I would love to see her versus Furrow. That'd be interesting. But yeah, it was I like made a little joke. I made myself laugh. It's not that funny, but I was like serious. I was like, watch the judges score this for Lauren Murphy by split decision. I was like literally like watch it happen, just because with the judging recently, like I wouldn't have been shocked. It's like
that's funny.
And Lauren Murphy.
I would have just turned off my TV at that point.
I would unsubscribe to ESPN. I'm done.
Right. Next fight, Gilbert Burns went and got it done with like the arm triangle early versus Neil Magny. And listen, all I said was don't disrespect Neil Magny. His key to win was striking. And for the 30 seconds he did strike, he didn't look awful. But I knew when it went to the ground, Gilbert Burns was probably going to get it done. So mad respect to Gilbert. And actually, Gilbert Burns is almost in the situation Jessica Andrade is in where, sure, he may be able to contend or fight for a belt right now, but who really is it going to be that he would fight, Tori? I'm not sure. And I'm not. Yeah.
There's actually a few people in the welterweight division right now.
Yeah.
There's Colby, Bilal, Hamza, not again, but none of them have a fight booked. Colby would be
called out Colby. He called out Colby. Now, I have been asking for Colby versus Hamza for about a year now, but I mean, if that's not going to happen, if Hamza's scared and wants to move up, then give me Colby versus Gilbert Burns. I think that'll be a great fight.
To be honest, I would rather see Colby get beaten by Gilbert Burns just because I love Gilbert Burns, and I just think that would really what's it called? And I have Colby on my wall. Everyone's like, why do you have Colby on your wall? It's because I went to that fight. That's why I have that on my wall. I'm not a Covington fan, but he's awesome. But I really want to see him versus Gilbert Burns just because I feel like he would be able to stand. I feel like he'd be able to hang with Colby. I think that'd be really interesting. So,
yeah, it would all depend on how many rounds would that fight be at the end of the day. 3-round fight? That'd be close. That'd be tight. That'd be a tight fight for sure.
I hate high risk 3-round fights because it's just not enough time.
Right.
Especially like title contention fights. It's just it's not enough to really prove if that I always think main and co-main, no matter championship, I feel like those two should always be 5 rounds. Or maybe the main card should always be 5 rounds. That's my proposition.
Maybe.
That is my prop. Sorry. That's what I got to say about that. So yeah.
Good stuff. On to the co-main event, Tori, for the flyweight championship. Brandon Moreno got it done. And I'll give you my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. We disagree on here sometimes. That's okay. But I am all for the doctor stoppage, and I am all for not being upset about it. I know everybody's like, man, I just would have liked to see it go longer because it was the 4th fight. Well, no, this is MMA. It's not a movie. It's not professional wrestling. I watch professional wrestling sometimes. If you want to watch storytelling, go watch pro wrestling. This is MMA. If Brandon Moreno is able to hit Figueiredo hard enough in the face to cut him open to where he can't see, in my mind, that is just as good as a TKO because it's saying, hey, you hit him so hard that he can't fight any longer. And if we send him out, he's in risk. That's what a TKO is, essentially.
Yeah.
That's what that doctor stoppage is. It was clean. We've been able to see the different angles and the different replays then. And I'm happy. If I was a coach, I'm coaching Brandon Moreno, I'm even telling him, hit him as hard as he can so the doctor has to stop the fight. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Why
exactly.
not?
Yeah.
Like, but MMA fans are greedy. Maybe you're greedy, Tori. And if you are, that's okay. Maybe you wanted to see this fight go longer. But ultimately, I am happy that Brandon's champ. It was pretty crazy, in a rival country, hearing him say, Viva Mexico, and then getting all the trash thrown at him, and he had to run out, and he's giggling like a little schoolgirl. That was funny. But Tori, I'll give it to you. What did you think about the co-main?
Well, I was kind of pissed off because this was the one fight I got spoiled for me while I was at work
Oh,
on my break.
dang.
I was on my break and my brain farted. And I was just like looking at my phone. I pull up Instagram. The first thing I see is and new. And I was like, I was really excited though. Like I was happy, but I was like, damn it. But and then I looked at because obviously once I see it, I'm gonna look at what happened. So then I looked at the caption and I was like, oh crap. I was like a doctor's stoppage. But then I watched the fight, obviously. And no, he did that. That's a TKO. That is a TKO because he hurt him to the point where he couldn't continue on, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's fair. It does suck. There's always going to be arguments about these two because it's not like Brandon Moreno's like 100 times better than Davison.
No.
It's almost like who's better on that night because these two are so evenly matched. It's really 50-50. They could fight 100 times. I think Brandon would win 50 and I think Davison would win 50. And that's just, I don't know. That's how I see it. And so I'm so happy though. I am so insanely happy that Brandon Moreno is back at the top. It sucks though, because the crowd was just not it. Not it. We can get into that after the main event, but he just no respect was given, and I just didn't. I don't like that. I'm surprised too. I was really surprised. Just literally zero.
Right.
It was crazy, but I'm happy to see. And did you hear what he said after? I forgot what he said. Something like, "I'm the champ." Like pedos, meaning or like whatever. Like not pedos. That means dogs. But he said the B word in Spanish at the end, and I think that was funny.
That's fine.
Awesome.
Quickly, Tori, who does Figgy fight if he's moving to bantamweight? Ooh. I don't know. Cody Garbrandt. That's what I say every time.
No, you don't want to do that. Would be a murder. That would be a bloodbath. I love Cody. Cody's cool, but I'm sorry. He got knocked out by Kai Kara in France, and then I think Davidson's I think he's on a different level, but I think he could potentially, now with him the question, be champion at bantamweight. I think he definitely can be. I think a good matchup would be, let me think, even him versus Aljo would be interesting because Davison Figueiredo has some good ground skills, but the only thing is Aljo would be a lot bigger than him. But Davison, even versus Petr Yan, I think that'd be really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I think that'd be very, very interesting.
That actually would be a pretty good fight. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure. I thought maybe like a Rob Font or Cody or Corey Sandhagen might be an okay fight, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Tori, let's get to the main event. There's a new light heavyweight champion, and his name's Jamal Hill. Tori, I'll give it to you this time. What did you think about this fight?
I was extremely wrong, is what I think. I was very, very wrong about this fight. I was so confident. I mean, not like extremely confident, but I was very confident in Glover. I thought he was way more skilled. Almost the same thing with Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. I need to stop underestimating these, the guys that haven't fought as many people because he looked very, very, very good out there in the octagon. But Glover didn't look like he did. He did look slower this fight than his last fight. His reactions weren't as quick. He kind of looks like he was slumming forward instead of like kind of holding himself together, if that makes sense. But those kicks, there was that one high kick that landed. I forget if it was left or right, but it was gnarly when he got wobbled. And I usually don't really like when Lauren Murphy was getting beat up. I was like eyes glued on the TV because I don't really care about Lauren Murphy. But watching Glover go through this, it was a little bit tough. Just like sometimes I kind of had to look away because it's a legend. You don't want to see that. But I mean, sure. Jamal Hill, congrats to him. He's awesome. He looked so good. 5 rounds just nonstop. And when he cried at the end, I cried. And yeah, it made me very emotional. So
Yeah.
that was awesome. But more disrespect from fans though, more booing, and yeah. And then when I'll let you talk about it. We'll talk about it after. But what were your thoughts on this fight?
No, I mean, this was one of my best breakdowns I've ever done, Tori, because I really laid out how this fight would end. I did think it might end in the first through third round knockout, which is why I put it as my third leg in my parlay, and it didn't hit. So anyway, maybe I won't ever bet again on fights. A lot of anxiety, dude. I tell you what, going into that Jessica Andrade fight, knew my first leg hit. I'm like, why am I even this nervous? I don't care, So
Yeah.
I don't even know if I like sports betting. Actually, that crap was scary. But yeah, Jamal Hill is a beast. He got it done. The head kicks, like you said, Tori, were incredible. The one thing, did you see the Yuri video where he's in the snow? I'm coming.
Okay. Did you see Jamal's response?
Yeah, he's
He
like,
just responded.
yeah, I saw that. So, I mean, no, that'd be such a good fight though too. That really would be. Yeah, and then Glover retired. It was sad, but it was good. It was good that he retired. It was good that
It
he was
is very
done.
good.
It was good for
I
sure.
appreciate I really like that he said he's like I'm too tough for my own good, and I a lot of people don't realize that, like a lot of
Yep.
fighters don't realize that, and I
Hmm.
was thought that was very very respectable. I mean, he's gonna go into the Hall of Fame. He is such a legend in the sport. He's been around forever, and I love that he just said that because it's
Yeah,
true. Sometimes these
sure.
fighters are too tough for their own good. They're not going anywhere, but they're staying around. And so a great career for him. And I really, really appreciated it at the end when he's like, I'm gonna walk him out of the octagon so you guys can respect him.
Yeah.
And can we talk about how sad it was that there was no one in there?
Yeah, they all left.
I was in shock, and I can kind of understand because it was almost rough for me to watch because
Mhm.
I'm a fan of Glover, so it probably just was maybe hard for them to watch. But I just thought that was so insanely disrespectful. It
You
sounded
know,
like they were in the apex at
there
the end.
is a lot to be said about different cultures.
Yeah,
They're very big on their nation and their country, and that was their home, country fighter. Seeing him lose, they're really passionate, and I'm not defending it either.
yeah.
But I'm just saying there
No,
is
it was
something to be
hard.
said about those different cultures.
Yeah,
That's different, but either way, that's the main event. You paid all that money, and the thing is, if you really support your boy, you're gonna be there when he wins, and
when
you're
he
gonna be
loses.
there when he loses. And the fact that you leave when he lost is sad. So I
Yeah.
100% agree with you, Tori. Do you have anything else to take away from 283?
I was just gonna say, did you see the video of Charles Oliveira running? Because he's like, and he has like
Yeah,
5,000 security guards. I did not realize he is huge.
yeah,
Oh,
I
we
did see
forgot.
that.
Really quick, really quick. Jose Aldo gets inducted into the Hall of Fame.
He did.
A
Yeah.
legend.
No, then that was very cool. That was very cool. Even
It was awesome.
who talked about him? Figueredo. Even Figueredo talked about him
Mm-hmm.
at the end of his fight, which I thought was really cool too. So
The video gave me chills, and seeing
it
him,
was
he was so
so
happy.
cool.
It was
It was so
so
cool.
they had so many fighters and coaches in that video that I just wouldn't have expected. And he is such a legend. Just watching everything that he's done, because a lot of it was kind of before I got into MMA or when I was like 10 years old. And
Right.
so just watching it and just watching everything he's done just kind of put together, it was like bone chilling. It was awesome.
No, it was really awesome. Very good career. But that'll do it for 283. No fight this weekend, so there's nothing to talk about. We'll talk about it next week. Lewis versus Spivak. But Tori, let's close it off with our top 5 best fighters to never hold a belt, the unsung hero, the uncrowned victor, whatever you would like to call it. Give me yours.
Alrighty, at number 5, I have Mr. Yoel Romero. Even though he is in Bellator, and yeah,
That's a good one. I forgot about it. Good one.
yeah, he is in Bellator. He has held a belt there. In the UFC, he had 3 title fights, and he was just always at the top of the division, just kind of wandering around. Number 4, Alexander. I get made fun of because I cannot pronounce his
It's
name.
such a hard name. I think it's
Alex.
Gustafson.
It pisses me off. I used to be on live and try to do it like 5,000 times. I couldn't. Alexander Gustafsson. Gustafsson.
Yeah,
Alexander Gustafsson.
there you go.
It's sad because he fought in the summer and then he's just not the same. He just never got there.
Yeah.
Number 3, this probably would be my personal number one. I don't know why. Or like I don't know why I didn't put this at number one, because now that I'm looking at it, I truly think Uriah Faber, just because of all that he's done within the
Yeah.
sport, the amount of like wins, the amount of people he's fought. He's literally fought every single one. He has wins and losses, and he's now the coach at. Do you know the name of his gym? Because I cannot think of it
Not
right
Killcliff.
now.
I
I
don't know.
cannot think of it. Anyways, yeah, legend. Number two, my bad. Dan Henderson, he was the Pride champion. When he came to the UFC and just could never get the belt. And then number one, you have Joseph Benavidez, aka Megan Olivia's husband. But he fought everyone. He fought Demetrius. He fought I think 2 times, and he fought Figueiredo 1 or 2 times, and he just never could get there. But he was always at the top of the division, beating the upcoming guys. So that's why I have him at number one.
Tori, that's a good list. It's interesting because we're very different. You had a lot of fighters that I'm like, dang, that's a good, especially like Dan Henderson. That's a really good one. Honorable mention, not even on my list, Tony Ferguson. I was thinking about it. That was the dude who people thought was going to beat Khabib at one point in his career. And like people were confident about it. It wasn't stupid to say that Tony Ferguson was going to beat Khabib. So yeah, that's true. So honorable mention. Number 5, I have Donald Cerrone, the Cowboy. He was just never had what it took to get it, but he was good. He was a very good fighter. Yeah. I have Nate Diaz at number 4, because Nate Diaz was good. I will never understand Nate Diaz slander. I will not be I'm not a Nate Diaz fanboy. I don't know what his fanboys are called. I forget.
The Diaz Army.
The Diaz Army. Sure.
I'm low-key part. I love the Diaz brothers.
Yeah, I know. I love the Diaz brothers too, but I'm not like a huge fan, but I'm not gonna disrespect him. Dude should have been champion, or could have been champion at some point. Number 3, Alexander Gustafsson. You said it. Great. Number 2, Joseph Benavidez. I mean, he just had a lot of tough fights. I think he even had like 4 title fights in his career.
Total. I think it was Davison twice, and I think it was Demetrius.
Mighty Mouse twice. Yeah, no, for sure. Though. Number 1, Tori. I'm surprised that you didn't have it. Chael Sonnen. That's who I have. Number 1. Never held the belt. Was very, very good. A very good fighter. He went he's fought some of the best and looked good every time. So
he almost beat Anderson Silva.
Beat Anderson Silva. So I got Chael at number 1. Tori, a little bit of a shorter video today. But we will be back next Wednesday to talk about UFC Fight Night. So we definitely appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Tori, with the sunglasses, anything to add?
Finals week is almost over. I just took my last final.
Go school. Yep, I got a test tomorrow, so I'm gonna get going too, because I'm gonna have to study for that. I gotta study for that test. Big exam number 1. So thank you guys for joining and listening to episode 19 of the Not Your Everyday MMA podcast. As always, I'm Alex Henry, and I was joined with
Tori Haverl. Thanks, guys.
We will see you.